So these two little drones, they follow a target and they turn to face it as they go. And a week ago, I had no idea how any of that worked. Turns out, to make something move in a game, first you have to do maths. A lot of maths. Quick recap if you're new here. I've got no game dev experience, no coding background. I'm just teaching myself to make a game with a course and a lot of stubbornness. Last time I learned about the absolute basics. This time the course said, right, time for vectors. And that's when I stopped feeling like making games and started feeling like being back in a maths lesson. First up, what even is a vector? And honestly, the explanation went straight over my head at first. It's basically an arrow, a direction and a length. That's it. But sitting there in the engine, it felt way more abstract than that. So instead of just nodding along, I made the engine draw them. Little debug arrows and coordinated lines right there in the level. And that helped massively. The second I could actually see the arrows pointing where the math said it should, it stopped being scary numbers and starting being a thing I could reason about. First tiny, okay, I get it moment. Then operations, adding vectors, scaling them, and this is where the graph started to get genuinely messy. I ended up building this thing that worked out a trajectory, like the path a rocket would take, by adding vectors together and then drawing it out with arrows and spheres so I could see it. Was I fully following why every node was there? Completely not, but it compiled. It drew the right thing and I was slowly getting a feel for it. Next was magnitude, which is just the length of a vector. How far? I set up a fresh test level, dropped 2 points in it and got the engine to work out the distance between them and print it on screen. And seeing that number pop up, a real distance that updated when I moved things, that was when the moment magnitude clicked. It's just how far apart, and now I could measure it. Quick detour to booleans and branches, basically true and false, and making the logic choose a path. I used to check which of 2 points was closer and only draw a marker on the nearer one. Coming from nothing, if this do that was actually one of those bits that made instant sense. Small relief after all the arrows. Then, two ideas that together finally made the math feel useful. Normalization, which sounds terrifying and just means take your arrow, keep its direction, but squash its length down to 1. So you've got a pure direction, no distance attached. And delta seconds, making movements smooth and the same speed no matter your frame rate. I put those together and got a drone to actually move in a direction I chose at a steady speed. That was the first time something I built with vectors did something real. It moved because I told it to move. And then rotators. How you store rotation. Yaw, pitch, roll. This is where it all came together. I took those drones and I made them do 2 things at once. Move towards a target and rotate to face it as they go. Directions from the vectors, facing from the rotators. And watching 2 little drones lock on and glide towards a point, that's the first time it's actually looked like a game. Not a tutorial, a game. So that was a weak maths ambush for me. I went in dreading it, genuinely thought this was the section that breaked me, and came out being able to make things move, measure, and decide, and turn. The scary part turned into the part that makes everything work. And here's the thing I only realized afterwards. All that practice, drones, moving drones, that turn to face you. Because the very next section of the course is building an actual game, a drone shooter. Turns out I wasn't just doing my homework, I was building the enemies. If you want to watch someone with 0 experience slowly turn maths into an actual game, subscribe. In the next episode, I build my first real game. See you then.